Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our College Has Aged Me Let's Play Minecraft series. This is the next episode. I have no idea what episode this one is. But in the last episode, we ended up almost burning myself out on the train station. So this episode we want to end up doing something more, something different. Kind of go back to like little tiny farms, little automate things, and things to just help us kind of go back to beating the game, I guess, because I realize that we haven't really done anything in this series to help us get to the end of the game. So, what we want to do then is, I don't know, get some XP farms going, get enough arrows and things, just so that we can end up kill mobs, and when we get, if we ever get to the nether, I mean, excuse me, not the nether, but to the end, then we can go ahead and kill the ender dragon. So up here, these little plots of whatever they are, farms, they are melon seeds. So if you recall in the last episode when we went to go explore, we ended up getting some melon seeds, and so we planted. I planted these melon seeds up here. And how is it raining? It's raining during the daytime. Well, that's odd. Anyway, so this episode, let's do something else. Let's go ahead and make like some sort of farms, and automate something else in order to give us enough XP, as well as some of the resources. In fact, let's go ahead and stand out here in the desert. There we go. It's not raining, but it's raining over there and I can still hear it. So this episode, let's go ahead and make some sort of farm. In fact, let's go over to the skeleton spawner that I found before, and I don't remember if I did this on camera or what, but I just marked it out with a sand pillar, and in fact I ended up lighting this area up. And so what we can do so we can collect all the stuff in there. How'd the horse get in here? That was creepy. Yeah, let's get the horse out of here, or at least let him out of here. However, we may do that. How can we lead him out? Do we have anything to lead him out? I don't even know. I keep forgetting what horses eat. Do they even get attracted by anything? I'm so confused. Hold on. Let me get back to you while I get the horse out of this pit. Alright, so now we got the horse out of there, and we ended up getting a lead and just pulling him out. But let's go ahead and clear out a big enough space in here, and I'll kind of explain to you what my plan is for this while I'm doing this. Basically, we can use a spawner, one of these spawner here, to, work for us instead of kind of against us. So, normally we would get a bunch of like skeletons spawning in here, but what we want to do is we want to make it so that we can control when the mobs will spawn, and then we can go ahead and group up all of those guys, and then kill them whenever we want to. Of course, that it has another AFKing aspect to it as well. So it's not like the guys are going to be there forever for us. But what we want to do is we want to be able to just come over here, AFK for a little bit, and have the skeletons just kind of die for us because skeletons are annoying. In fact, after they made, I can't even remember what patch it was, but they changed skeletons so that the skeletons would end up shooting faster. They do less damage, but they end up shooting a lot faster. And I think that's pretty OP. That's pretty overpowered. So, I mean, it's an interesting change. It's it's part of the game, and I'm not going to really complain about it. But at the same time, I am going to complain about it just because of the fact that they can hurt. In fact, they could push you, like, they're going to be more difficult to fight, especially when they're in the water, and it could just be a real pain. So what I'm doing here is I'm clearing out a big enough room. It's going to be basically a 9x9 spot. And I know what you might be thinking. Some of you may already know like the spawning rules to these kind of things. And I mean, if you're not aware, then it's difficult trying to work and talk at the same time. But basically what happens is there's really just a small space around this spawner that spawn skeletons, or spawn any type of mob, you know, the respective mob to each of the spawners. But I don't really know what that size is. I know that it's an 8x8, but in a preference is one of the sides, but I just can't remember which side that may be. So instead of trying to figure it out, I just usually carve out the 9x9 spot. Plus it makes it nice because it's still not 9x9. Plus it makes it nice just because of the fact that usually I like to work in squares and odd number squares, just because I don't like even numbered doors. I like odd numbered doors. So you'll be able to see what I mean later once we end up building the farm. But let's just go ahead and make sure that this area is all lit up, all safe for us. And in fact, we are going to need to mine out these walls here too, and make them into whatever that we wanted. But basically, this whole thing is going to be like one big tower. So what we want to do first is we want to force all the skeletons out of the spawning area as we can. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a video down below in the description. So if you want to learn more about the spawning patterns for these mobs, then you can go ahead and watch that. But basically, I want to get the mobs out of the spawning area as quickly as possible so that more mobs will spawn, and then we can go ahead and carry more of them out, and then kill more of them. So that's basically the goal here. And so let me go ahead and clear out this bottom area and then maybe redo the sides, and then I'll show you what we're going to do in order to get this all working. And in fact, I'm kind of worried because I can't really see the sun, except, oh look, there's the sun. And I didn't bring a bed out with me. So time to climb, and then maybe go grab a bed. Or at least the makings for a bed, and then I'll be back with you. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so we cleared out a little area in here around our spawner. I was going to call it a spider spawner, but it's just a skeleton spawner. And we got some furnaces here cooking up some of the sand that we have into a glass. And so we're going to use the glass in this build as well. And I already kind of have an idea of what I want to be able to make this whole area into. But I wanted to show you basically what is going on here. What's happening, or what will happen, is that the spawner will spawn some of the skeletons, and then they'll fall down here. But we want to be able to have some way of pushing them up to the top, and you can already tell what I'm going to do, but I have this water bucket in my hand, and we're going to use water buckets, or water, to push them all down into that area. In fact, let's let's go ahead and place down some of the water, and need water there as well. And so let's go ahead and we're going to mine this area out, and just basically we're going to push them all into a little hole. And I dug that one out a little too much, so let's go ahead and fill it in. Cool. And I'm thinking about filling that one in too, just so it looks all even. I mean, we're going to be standing, I already have an idea of exactly where we're going to be standing. It's going to be above this, and so when all the mobs are pushed out of the spawner, they're going to be end up carried to the top, and then we'll be able to kill them up there, and they'll be outside of the spawning range of this all, hopefully. So let's go ahead and take that out, and so all the mobs now will be pushed into this block here. So, good. Alright, so now we need to take them out far enough, and that is, guess that's only goes this far. I don't have any fences on me, but that's okay. So yeah, all the mobs will be pushed into this hole here. We're going to create a mob elevator all the way to the top, and then we'll be able to kill them from up there. So let me go ahead and take care of that as well. I just wanted to show you exactly what we were doing here. We basically wanted this drop far enough so that when the skeletons spawn, they don't end up getting caught in behind the skeleton spawner. They'll end up just being fall down into here, and my hand is off the keyboard right now, and it's going to push me into the water stream, or with the water stream into that area there. So like for example, if we stand up in this back corner and then just walk away, or I'm going to take my hands off the keyboard. Okay, so now it's off the keyboard. It's going to push me off into the center, and then it will push me into the water stream there. So that's what all the skeletons are going to do. They're basically going to fight the water current, so that's going to be, I mean, unfortunate for us, but other than that, it'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, what did I do that for? Well, I guess I still need to clear out a little bit of area up here too, in order to make my plan kind of work. So I'm going to keep digging out this area, make the water elevator, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the rest of the farm, because I want to be able to have it toggleable. I want to have it turn on and off, and the only way to do that is to be able to light up the area around the spider spawner, skeleton spawner, so that only the skeletons will spawn. So I think I might temporarily remove all of the sand here in order to just make the whole job a lot easier. But let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be back with you. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So I ended up making a little box in here. I don't know why my voice is cracking so much, but I ended up making a little box here. All the water ends up pushing all the mobs into this water elevator. They climb all the way up, get pushed forward a little bit, and then fall directly down here where we're going to be able to punch them to death. But they're not spawning so much right now, and the reason why is because all of this is lit up by the skylight. And so what we need to do is we need to be able to encase this so that we can spawn these guys even during the nighttime. And then we also need to light up these glowstone lamps, which are supposed to prevent it from spawning. So I mean, we're going to have like a switch where we can turn it on and off. And then also I really wanted to wire this part up so that we'd be able to just add some redstone into this design. But then I decided that we weren't going to, just because maybe that's a little too much redstone. Plus I don't know, I really don't think that there's a reason why we need to do that right now. So maybe in the future, maybe like when we start our server and things like that. So I mean, there's a whole lot of redstone that I want to be able to incorporate into this design, and in fact part of it is going to be like a really awesome door. But first of all, in order to do that, I think I will need to I need to wire up a door somehow. And then even then, we still need to cover this entire thing. So what I was thinking about doing is making like a giant skull. And then the skull, or basically the spawner, would be inside of the skull. And then we'd have a door like off in this direction toward facing the base. So as we run from our base, our tree out there in the distance, we'd be able to walk up to the skull, walk into the mouth, and then we're going to be in the middle of the spawner here. And so, yeah, I mean, this is just going to be like a basic XP farm. This whole thing carries the mobs far enough just so that they'd be able to spawn. and then it drops them far enough so that we'd be able to punch most of them in one hit. But then, of course, if the skeletons are wearing armor, then unfortunately we won't be able to kill them all in one hit. But that's okay, because we're probably going to bring potions down here too, and have a little potion dispenser, and just throw all the, like throw a potion at them, splash potion of some sort to kill them all. And then we're also going to have a, I don't know, we'll include some other redstone, or with the looting sword actually, and then be able to collect all the bows and the just the other drops that they have. So what I want to do next is I want to work on our skull. So I kind of need to think about how I want to lay out the skull, how large I need to make it. But I don't know if I'm going to end up doing it this episode, since I am running a little low on time in order to put out this episode. I guess time really caught up to me. Work was really busy, and I was doing a lot of other things in real life, but you probably don't want to hear a whole lot of that. But yeah, we'll wait for the night time, in fact, and I'll show you how many skeletons, will spawn. And then also I'll think about how I want to design the whole. What is that noise? I can't tell what that noise is. It sounds like a spider, but I also hear like a skeleton. Anyway, I want to show you all the spawns and things like that, and maybe we'll get the skull started, but I don't know. We'll see what we can get done in this episode. So I'll be back with you. Alright, welcome back. So I've been working on this skeleton farm a little bit, and if you recall, I don't know if I made it clear in the last cut, but I wanted to make it a giant skull like surrounding our skeleton farm, so that we'd be able to walk up, like kind of walk into his mouth. And in fact in 1.8 they're going to have this awesome new feature into it with the slime blocks, and how the slime blocks are all sticky. And so I have an awesome idea for the door. But for now, in order to get through into the inside, there is just this little opening up here. And so this ladder here that we have all the way to the bottom, all of this keeps the spawner dark enough so that this area is all dark, like I said. And I'm pretty sure there was like a donkey in here somewhere. I don't know where he went to. There he is. Poor donkey. He's stuck. Well, anyway, these guys are spawning pretty nicely in this dark area. And so every once in a while I just come down here, pick up all their loot, and get their stuff. So I got power bows and all kinds of jazz, like arrows and bones, and lots of XP. So I just wanted to kind of show you, give you a little bit of a progress update. You may be wondering how I am designing this skull, and I don't want to take any credit for this, because none of this goes to me. In fact, this is I'm following basically a schematic posted on PlanetMinecraft, and I'm pretty sure just anyone can go on there, and he posted the schematics obviously for people to be able to use it. So I will put a link to it down in the description, and if you want to have time, or if you have time enough in order to build that skull, go right ahead. I'm pretty sure that's what the schematic is down there for. But I am, like I said, using that schematic in order to design our home. Or not home, the skeleton skull, so that we can make our little spawner here. So yeah, like I said, the link is down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. I have worked on quite a few layers already, but I'm going to need a lot more stone. As you can tell from my inventory, I have a lot of the stone that we smelted before, but this is going to take a lot of time. So I apologize, that the videos haven't been posting on the normal schedule that I have been, which is every, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But it looks like just the whole schedule kind of creeped up on me, and I ended up running out of time. And I don't want to feel like I'm posting things just to post things. I would much rather post the videos and feel good about what I'm posting. So that's why the video isn't coming out yet, and I just wanted to let you know that I want to focus on the quality and not the quantity of the videos. So yeah, I hope you guys understand, but I really appreciate all the support that you've given me so far. So I wish that I had like my own second avatar in the single player map, just so we can have like a time-lapse footage from maybe like the top, like an overhead view of this build. But unfortunately, since I'm playing in a single player map and I only have one character, I guess it's just going to be me just doing this. So I'm going to continue building this. I don't know how far we're going to get into it, but I want to get a good chunk of it done so that we can move on to other stuff in the coming episodes. But I'll get back to you once I get a few more layers of this done, and I feel like it's good enough to just cut from there. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, so I just wanted to provide a little bit of a progress report. As you can see, the skull is now coming a little bit together. I mean, you can obviously see the nostrils. I mean, at least to me, I can see the nostrils. Maybe because I've been staring at it for a while. But, you know, the nostrils are now coming in, and then you can see the facial structure of the cheeks are now coming together over here. And next, I mean, I'm pretty much going layer by layer. And again, you can find the link down below to the schematics of this build. I don't know. It's taking a while, but I really think it's going to be worth it, especially when we when we come out here after, I mean, whenever we want to farm, just go out to the skeleton farm and it's a giant skull. I think it's awesome. It's really going to look nice. You know, I'm really excited. I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's definitely coming together. So I just wanted to share this little progress report before I kind of complete it. Although I'll probably check in with you guys again just to show you how great it's looking. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, so for the most part, we have our skull done. And now for the final reveal. There we go. Look at that. This is huge. I knew that it was going to be big, but I didn't realize how big it was going to be. But yeah, this skull is looking really awesome. And It's really housing my skeleton farm really nicely. So I have dug a little area down here just so that we can walk in and out of the farm, and we haven't yet wired up the redstone lamps in order to turn on and off the machine, but that's something that we're going to do later, as well as we're also going to include the door. But since we don't have the we basically don't have sticky blocks or sticky pistons and things like that, or slime blocks, that's what they're called. We don't have the slime blocks in order to make the door yet. But yeah, I mean, everything seems to be working. Now we don't have the daylight in order to prevent the mobs from spawning, and everything's looking good. So, you know, every once in a while, I mean, this thing will constantly be running as long as we're within the range. But let's go ahead and hop up here and I can show you exactly what we've done. And if we look at it now, of course, you see all of these, and then the roof, of course, is not finished yet. And I say that it's pretty much done for all of its intents and purposes. I mean, we house our little water. I mean, basically the intention was to hide this water elevator, and I think we've certainly done that. And you know, we wanted to make a giant skull, and I think this is looking really, really good. I mean, at least from the outside. If we go back out to the front, that's not the front. Where are we? Nope, can't go up that way. Let's try to go up this way. I think there's a way out this way. It is up there. Boop. We're cheating. Yeah, so I mean, we can get in and out not very easily, and hopefully mobs, I mean, too bad mobs are too smart and they can easily path to us. But yeah, let's get on out of here, and let's take a brief just walk around the skull and just observe how huge this thing is. And this is all made out of the stone that we collected over the course of this entire series. And this thing is just, it's huge. So let's try to get another angle. And basically, if we go, let's go to the top of this hill and just take a look at it. Now I went up to the top of this hill earlier, I went to it before, and I didn't really notice any difference. I mean, sure, it would look a little rounder on the top if we had, you know, filled in the roof, but I think it looks good. I mean, from most angles from down below, it looks pretty much finished. I mean, there's all the layers that we have here, and it's looking really, really nice, I think. So it's pretty much done. I mean, of course, if I'm going to build anything higher, like anything taller, bigger beyond the skull, I'm definitely going to finish the roof to it. But it looks like, I mean, it's pretty much done. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is all we're going to be doing for the skeleton farm this episode. So I'm just going to stand here, go AFK a little while, and get some more of this experience so we can keep enchanting more of our materials. But I think that's where we're going to call it for this episode. So if you like this episode, please do leave a like. Don't forget to check out the PlanetMinecraft version of this build, and give that a like as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks guys so much for watching. Go ahead and comment with suggestions for future episodes down below. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day.